What is it? 7? 7.
7 Q.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, plug, yeah.
Want to call it out real quick?
You need a small one, huh? You got a big one?
And let's unmute for you guys that are watching. And let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go with this name tonight. We in there. All right. So welcome. If you're tuned in and you're online, share the live. Last week, or was it week before last? One of the weeks, there was a lot of stuff going on in the city. And I'm talking about we had minimal people that we could see. That didn't mean that you all weren't listening. But on the live, like we only saw a few of you. So if you're in, we want you to check in. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from, where you're listening from, and then be a part of the conversation. All right. Who's in studio with me tonight?
It's your boy Ready Eddie.
Hey, it's our Lillian K. Bushline.
It's the one and only Big Daddy in the building, baby.
That boy dropped down by 10 octaves.
Hey, it's Marshall, the intern.
Hey. All right. So welcome in. What up, Ruby? We see you. Everybody else, come on in here, check in, and let me. I'm trying to see where you're streaming from. I see some people on the station page. I see some people on Vital Show on my page. Let us know where you're watching, so that way we'll know where to come to see who you are, or at least just say it in the comments. If we don't see you there, call us on the phone 994-8949. We just want to know who's with us, who's watching, who's listening. This week I was intentional about where I was. I don't really know what was happening in the news. I will say I know on Monday morning, I was awakened to people asking me, was I okay? Say something. I'm like, yeah. I didn't know what was going on. You good? Yeah. Normally people ask that something's wrong, but I didn't know what was wrong until I knew what was wrong. And somebody else that goes by the name of Wu had been killed in the city, and that set my phone ablaze. So first of all, it made me feel really good to know that so many of you care. I am still alive and well. And it was also heartbreaking what happened to her and everybody that was involved in that situation. So that's how my week started. Like top of Monday, that's how it started.
Rest in peace, Wu.
Yeah. And it was another young lady killed. It was 2 other young ladies killed. I think one in that same situation, another one in Midfield. Then there were other people that were killed. People like they passed away. No, they were killed. And the police chief finally spoke out about what was happening in the city. Also, an arrest was made in a murder from 2021 in the park on Easter Sunday. So that arrest was made. A lot of people had a lot to say about that. They were trying to figure it all out. And I just feel like at this point with these killings and all of these backstories, once you start putting them together and making it make sense and getting people who do these things and don't think about other people when they want to act violently, at some point, something gonna happen. Either they're gonna find you or somebody else gonna find you. And that's kind of how it all shapes up. So that's how the week started for me. How about you guys? I did not labor on Labor Day. I was chilling. What did y'all do? How did it go?
Oh, we had Labor Day. Labor Day was a good day. I labored on Labor Day.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
I did. I labored. I had a picnic to do out of town. Actually, I took an out of town gig to stretch my horizon, and I did a picnic in Mobile for a company.
Okay.
Really, really interesting. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of miles. But they laid it out the day before. They gave me somewhere to rest and rest my head, all that good stuff like that.
Okay.
And had to drive back. But as a business owner, I found out what all it would take to, put your whole business out of town and bring it in to bring forth the actual. Yeah, it was a learning experience, but it was really good. At the end of the day, people are satisfied, and I had an 80-something-year-old lady really, really complimented me on some food and some things that I did. And I'm always looking for what the people say. So when they were satisfied, it really made my, some of the money I thought I was going to make, I didn't make because of the adjustments. Food costs went up like ridiculous.
Yeah.
I quoted this job like a month ago, and just a small sample of, the hot dogs I was going to pay $22 for last month was 36 in Sam's for the box of hot dogs.
The same amount of hot dogs?
The same exact blue box.
Yeah, that we always get.
The beef ones that we always get went from 22 to 36 within a month. So,
yeah.
And that's just one of the minimum changes. But it was good. Good Labor Day for me.
You said something in there that we're going to put a pin in about being a business owner and making adjustments. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are starting to take off holidays. So we were off for Labor Day, which was amazing. Shout out to the Best Boss Mama. We got the day off on Monday. So that was something that we're really trying to incorporate. I mean, we work 24/7, but we're human. So we actually did observe Labor Day this year.
Good. Okay. Eddie, were you off? What happened this week? Did you?
I mean, I just chill. For the most part, it's the same show, new episode type situation these days. This year, it's pretty much looked the same.
This year. Okay, Marshall. What was your
just
week
been
like?
getting adjusted to like working post grad life. It's not been that fun, but I feel like I got so many more years to look forward to of just working.
Girl,
ain't it fun living in the real world?
but at least you have you're smiling about it. I'm gonna be my own boss because I don't want to follow nobody's rules and blah 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 blah. Yes, it doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that. So I'm glad that you're experiencing that and happy about it right now. Maybe that'll motivate you to say, I want to be my own boss because I don't want to follow nobody.
Yeah, I definitely have those moments, but I'll get to where I need to be when it's time. So
I love it.
Taking it one day at a time.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you tuned in, I said, say hey. So say hey, get on this live and say where you are. We see you, but we don't see who you are or where you are. So let us know. Give us a thumbs up or something, because that way I can gauge and I can speak. So if you don't like thumbs up, heart, something, we can't even speak to you. So hit us up and let us know where you are, where you're watching from. We're on YouTube right now at Vital Show, on Facebook at Vital Show, on Facebook at V949, on Facebook at Lady Woo, on Facebook at my personal page, and on YouTube is Lady Woo's Vital. So if you're in any of those places, hit us up and say, hey, I see Eddie's over on YouTube. And I don't know if people watch YouTube live, but we over there. Anyway, we over there. So did anything happen in the week? Big? Hey, sister-in-law. Did anything big happen this week?
Well, I mean, I want to update everybody on the Alabama district maps that we talked about some time back. That second map that Alabama submitted as the district map was still not approved by the federal court. And so they're appointing a special master to redraw the lines. Alabama, however, is taking it to the Supreme Court.
As we should.
So Alabama has failed to comply with the federal court's rules twice, which for us to just give an indicator of how much they want to continue to consolidate power by keeping the Black voices out of being able to start to shape our state up in a way that's more representative for everybody.
For sure. We're just going to make two bigger. We're going to add up this, and y'all need to go on. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's it. Y'all don't vote anyway.
This week, I want to remind you that it's the 60th anniversary of the 16th Street Church bombing. Gonna have a lot of people in town.
Yeah.
Justice, I can't call her name,
Ketanji
Brown.
Brown.
It's gonna be in town. It's gonna be some big things going on. Birmingham yet again is gonna be on a national stage, national map. So big shout out to Birmingham. Big shout outs to the Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau. You know why
Sis,
I got
I need
that.
a pen. I need a pen.
I got that.
Yeah, I need
Good.
that.
All right.
Okay.
But yes, that's gonna be the big thing in Birmingham this week. Really, really big, really, really big.
more civil rights recognition, honor, and awareness. If you don't know what's going on, be a part of what's happening. That is definitely vital. Over the weekend, Kate, you worked, right?
Yeah.
Let's go and jump straight in.
Okay. So, just to give you a little disclaimer and background, I am a funeral director. So, mostly on Saturdays, that's where I am if I'm not in front of a TV watching football. But anyway, so we're
Was a
having a
funeral, wasn't
service. You, as you're walking in, I prefer the family to receive the programs first. Every funeral home may have different policies, but what I do is I give the programs to the ushers as soon as I get to the church, and I instruct them to not pass them out until the family goes in. So I gave the programs to the ushers. They complied. They gave them to the families they're walking in. But there were some older members in the family that already sat down and they didn't get programs.
Okay.
So I went back to the back to ask top flight security usher if I can get a few more programs for the family that's already sitting down. As I went to reach out for them, she snatched them from me.
I already know. It was probably just like that.
Yeah.
Give me my programs.
Get
that
my
I paid
programs. Ma'am, do you know I actually printed those myself? Like I had a printer to print those. Like we made these. And so she snatched them. I snatched them back from her. I have never had to do that in a church service. So I'm trying to be tactful because I'm inside the chapel of the church. So I'm sure people can see us. And one of my workers did see us in the back, kind of having a little, back and forth. But yeah, the lady snatched the programs from me. And, ma'am, top flight. We don't need that. But needless to say, I guess one of her usher friends pulled her to the side like, ma'am, she was well within her rights to get whatever program she needed.
Yeah.
And she would not connect eyes with me for the rest of the evening. But yeah, that was my little tussle with an usher.
Over somebody else's programs.
Somebody else's programs. And I mean, it happens
this ain't even
that families can't gauge how many programs they need for services.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
But let's not tap our funeral director and pull at her and whatnot. Just respect that the family gets the programs first. And if we run out, we just run out. But we will have contingencies in the future. I will be doing QR codes for the rest of my services because I feel bad that you don't have a program, but that's not our fault.
Yeah, you can, if you get this QR code or if you know the family, you can get some more printed. So that happened. That has happened before. I also had an usher at one of the latter services that I went to, like really, really volatile about where we were sitting. Ma'am, I'm on the program, first of all. Secondly, shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care where we are. Sanctuary, chapel, pastor study. It don't matter. Ma'am, go away.
Far away.
They
Far
take their
away.
job a little too seriously.
And what about one piece of chicken, one scoop of green beans, one roll, one scoop of green beans?
You know what?
Give me
I
some
don't
more of them
even
green beans
I
because they
don't
gonna
even
throw
go
away.
repass anymore. I don't like chicken, so I'm good on the chicken. Can I get 2 scoops of mac and cheese? That's all I want.
So while y'all saying that, I seen one of my friends posted that they had a repass. They asked the church, could they do something? They were willing to pay. Now, this lady was a longtime member of this church. So the church said, no, we got it. We got it. We're going to take care of everything.
I saw that.
You seen it.
Yes,
so you seen
I
the
did
2
see
grapes,
that.
the 2 grapes, the strawberry, the piece of pineapple,
Boop, boop.
the
Was it
scoop of chicken salad
Yeah.
and the 4 crackers, right? I literally, man, I mean, was she a member or was she, even if
50
she wasn't
plus
a
year
mother?
member.
Yes, she was. So shouts out to that family. For them, I apologize. And, shameless plug, y'all ever need something else or the repair, whatever, just holler at your boy. I'll take care of that for you.
Yeah, ain't no shameless plug. You gonna do the food. Kate gonna do the body. I'm gonna sing the song and pass out the programs.
Amen.
We gonna run it. Eddie, you gonna speak. Whatever you gonna do, we gonna do that.
And our intern is going to stand there and be a lovely hostess.
Yes.
There you go.
You make sure these folks sign this book, and boom, we out of there.
We got a whole coalition right here. We didn't put together a back. We got the homegoing package.
Black folks at church house funerals, like, stop acting crazy. It's already a very emotional time,
Very
right?
much
Like,
so.
you got people going through all types of emotions, and you want to get to fighting over a program, and where somebody's sitting, and who stood up there too long, and why they took more than 2 minutes on their reflection.
Yeah.
Oh, pastors will stand up on you now. They don't play about the 2 minutes. If you run a little late, they will stand up, and if you don't stop, they'll be like, "Amen." amen, then I guess they get a head nod to the head deacon and they're gonna walk over to you and pull your microphone and keep it
Dang,
moving.
sir, I've been on this person 4 to 6 years. I got 2 minutes.
And
Make a Facebook post.
And if the fan bend before you hand it to me, throw that out the collection. Give me a sturdy fan, please. I can't, if the fan bend, if you hand it to me and it flop, take that one out. Just give me a fan with some sturdy.
So we need etiquette for everything. I know everybody's wondering, like, well, why is this vital? It's vital because we experience it and it happens. And one of our key contributors to this show is a funeral director. And this was an experience. this was a whole experience that led us into more conversations about what?
Business.
The principle of everything.
Principle of business.
How we do this, why we do it, how we do it, when we deal with our own people, why is it so difficult?
Eddie used the term, he said, when people give you, they feel like they got to give you I'm going to give you the hookup or I'm going to take care of you spiel to hook you into it, knowing the whole time that what they're going to give you is what they give everybody else. And I always say, give me the truth and let me give me the option to say I will or I won't.
All right. I say don't play with me. Like people they like to play. They like to bamboozle and kind of try to cut corners and withhold information. Why are you playing? Like, why can't I like clear cut communication and I like to be treated how I treat people? Mm-hmm. That's what I like. Mm-hmm.
Well, I've learned recently that, not recently, one thing I learned in life was somebody told me a long time ago that everybody's not you.
Yeah.
And so the expectation of people to do the right thing has really kind of fallen off of me. It's sad, but I just can't get to a point where I can trust people to do the right thing when it comes to certain stuff just because I would do the right thing. What I'm saying? And so I need to know when you say you're going to take care of me from now on, what does that mean? Yeah, because I know what it means when I say I'm going to take care of you. Mean? If I say I'm going to take care of you, I got you, fam.
All right, so I want to ask our listeners, when you hear that and you're doing business with your people or just doing business, period, and somebody volunteers or either affirms that I'm going to take care of you.
And what does that mean? Though, volunteer. I didn't come to you asking for a discount. I said, hey, I need this service. What is it going to cost me? And you volunteer and say, I got you. I'm going to take care of you. What's your expectation? What does that look like?
Okay, so that's on your end. For me, I specifically, like when I seek people out to do this service, I'm seeking you out based on either what you do for a living is your expertise. I've gotten good reviews. Somebody showed me something you did for them. I tasted something you made for this person, whatever. I'm using what I know. So I do come to you. I'm not asking for a discount, but I am asking for you to communicate effectively and handle business with me still.
Yeah.
So I want to know from everybody else, what does that mean when somebody says they'll look out for you and you aren't asking for a discount or anything like that? What does that mean to you? Do we all have the same understanding of that?
It don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean, unless I know, like if I don't believe that, like if you have no investment in me, I would see it as just language that you using to try to kind of get me on board with whatever's going on. Yeah, make me feel more comfortable. At the end of the day, if the job costs $350, it just costs $350.
Yeah,
right. Regardless of who's gonna do it, you don't got to play games about it to make me think you're gonna do anything different. Just do the work.
But I found a lot of times they're scared that their pricing is out of the way or that you're going to refuse or go and check other prices. So the I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to look out for you is to reel you in so that you don't go somewhere else and realize either that they're a little higher or that they may not get the job because somebody else may really know how to deal with business or take that business from them. So it's I don't want you to walk out the door type concept and then hit you on the back end.
Okay. Don't
play with you.
Like I don't know what else to say, but that, like, I understand that you want to make this experience be great. And I know my prices may be a bit more pricey than others, but we have to do that because we're a small Black business. What? Do we have to do that? Or should we practice competitive pricing as well?
I mean, your cost of doing business is your cost of doing business. And my service charge, it actually is laid out in my general price list that this is a proportion of my overhead.
Okay.
So I'm very upfront. I'm not the cheapest. I'm not the most expensive. But I can guarantee you that my services will supersede your expectations. And that's how it should be. And I get so disheartened when I'm looking online and people are saying, well, this is why I don't deal with Black businesses. I'm disappointed again because of this. This is why I don't. I hate seeing that. But then after hearing the story, I'm like, dang, I can't even fight for my Black business.
Right. So is it a Black business thing or is it just a business thing? Have you done business with non-Black businesses and had these same experiences?
I will say more than the other. I have done them with, because I try to support most Black businesses. I try to keep the money in the community. I try to make sure the dollar go around in our community. So I'm a advocate for Black business in most cases.
Okay.
Right. But when I go outside of a Black business, now what I find a lot of times is that on the opposite side, they'll give you the service or whatever that you're expecting, but they find a way to implement or upsell or integrate other fees and charges or play on your, what they know is something in the, I take for instance, I had somebody to come and check my gas, right? And so my gas was, first of all, it's leaking. So it's dangerous. All right. It's a new house. I don't know to what extent, okay. The crawl space is not meant for me to get under there. I get that. So now I'm going to pay you to get under there in a crawl space. But also, if this is what you do, I can't go under there. I don't know what's under there. I'm expecting you to be professional and to be honest. So when you come from under the crawl space and you tell me, hey, I checked all of the pipes. I found a couple of little leaks, but it's still leaking when I put the gauge on it, but I can't find it. This means one or two things, Mr. Thompson. Either the leak is in the wall, right? Or this house was built in what year? Oh, yeah. Well, you need to go with all new piping. Hey, what does that cost? Well, generally it's about $5,000, but since we came out and we found it, we're going to do this for you for $4,000, and we can have somebody out this evening to start the work, and then we'll finish it tomorrow. Nah, okay. But I've been a salesman for most of my life, so I know the upgrade spiel, right?
Okay.
And so I'm like, give me the quote. I'll give me a second opinion.
Right.
Second opinion comes. He spends 20 minutes under there. He finds the leak. He spends 15 more minutes. He fixed the leak, and he fixed it for half the price of what their service call was. So, of course, I call back to the company. I ain't scared to say. I call back to on-time services, talk to their management, and they said, well, we understand that happened, but we'll give you $200, and you're not going to give me anything. What you're going to give me is my money back because your guy did not do what he said he did.
So the idea or the principle of it all is doing what you said you were going to do.
That's it.
So
that's all I ask.
If I didn't say what I was going to do, but this is the job that you hired me for, even still, I didn't have to say it. That's what you hired me for. So I was supposed to do it anyway. So I've seen situations where people are supposed to do things because that's what they were paid for. That's what they were hired for. And they still don't do what they were supposed to do. What is that?
Fraud.
You know.
Oh. Okay.
Okie doke. Bamboozle.
994-8949 is the number. 994-8949 is the number. Bad business. I always have the conversation, good people, bad people. And I'm still kind of feeling that way. Good people do good business. Bad people do bad business. It's morals and principles when it comes to business and how you conduct business, how you talk to people, your tone, your delivery. Are you condescending? Are you able to communicate effectively? Do you leave out details on purpose, or do you not know how to include details? How do you do business? Why should we shop with you? Like all of that. I just want to have that conversation.
I have a problem though. I have a problem with when you try to give criticism, constructive, to a business owner, and they just blow you off. That's one of my pet peeves. Like I've been in places where, especially when it comes to service, hey man, I'm in the food industry. I'm not trying to, I said, but your waitress could have done such and such. It could have been more time. They could have brought this or that out. I say, hey, I just want to see you succeed. Well, we this and we that. We don't have that. You know what? Okay.
All right.
And I think this is the way you want your business to run. I won't be back, but I was just trying to help. There you go.
I just was trying to tell you. All right, coming back. We're going to talk more about this. Got some comments coming in. If you're listening, I see you listening and watching. Get in the conversation because y'all do bad business and you shop with bad business owners. We'll be right back. It's vital.
And Monday,
Just telling people they do bad
one of
business.
the funniest
And as a business owner, I must say that I'm not always at my best. Period. I don't know that anybody is always going to give you 100%. Not even Chick-fil-A. You ain't always going to get 100% customer service because we're human. So like a lot of times I'll say, look, how often is it? 99.5.
Chick-fil-A messed up my food and it was better than what I was finna order.
Oh,
What?
dang.
It was a good mess up.
It's my new meal.
Upgrade.
If it don't mess up again.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a mess up for me may be like double booking or
There's an app for that.
what it is.
I don't know if there's one that I would get
But
it
it
for you.
is an app.
There is an app for
We
that,
do
for
use an
scheduling.
app.
Yeah.
So I use it. And it's still.
It does you that sometimes.
Yeah.
Double books.
Or either me being one of those business owners that's truly concerned about people, I'll do something in one place and then tell somebody something else. And then both of them be at the door like, hey,
Hey, you sit on the left, you
guys.
sit on the right. Y'all probably look sort of kind of like.
Group
Group therapy.
But then on the flip side, like you'll offer a service or you'll do something for somebody. I have a documentation fee. If I got to sit down and write a letter and email a letter or send a letter to an insurance company or to your job to HR, that's a charge. And people don't want to pay extra charges. And then even once you tell them, they still don't pay it, but they still want the paperwork. They still want things from you even after you say. So certain businesses you're able to really push the envelope. Other business, I'm already taking care of your sanity. I don't want to be mean too, but I still, like
I understand.
Well,
You-
you know
you
what?
do.
In my industry,
it's kind
I
of the
can't
same,
mess
ain't
up.
it?
No, I can't mess up. I can't mess up on anything.
Because it's the end.
It's like
It's permanent.
it's
Final.
I'm putting together a celebration in 4 days, and there's anything that I mess up on, my name gonna be mud on social media and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like we work on word of mouth now. We have had some occasions where maybe my booking guy forgot the escorts to get where and we can
Yeah.
kind of manage that a little bit. But yeah, my service is very, very unforgiving, and they'll want the whole funeral for free.
The whole no, because I did other stuff right.
They don't care.
Yeah, see, that's what I be on. Like, it's not the whole job. It wasn't the whole meal that was missed. It was just this particular, like, okay.
Listen, we ain't had no motorcycles. We want the whole thing. You ain't escort me there with no sirens, and I want the whole thing free. I want the whole
We
environment.
We had to
almost
do it.
got
We
hit 3 times, and y'all left us. How can we keep up with y'all? We ain't got escorts.
Yeah. Okay. So does it depend on the business? Like I'm really trying to get into the depths of this conversation because
Mhm.
I see reviews and I see bad experiences online always. I saw one for a restaurant a while back where a lady said she was accused of stealing food from a truck and that the person found the money that she paid after they left. It was crazy, but everybody got in on this conversation. And what I often see happen is that when people complain about a business, everybody starts to come out of the woodworks about experiences that they've had.
Mhm.
But we don't say stuff up front. We don't I don't know. I wonder about how doing business and how risky it is based on what people say and how you treat people.
Go ahead.
I think if you keep doing genuine work and doing the best that you know to do by your industry and the business that you do and how you engage with people, I think that over time it'll create a level of protection from the worst harms that you can get from the community.
Okay.
The experience with that individual is probably always going to be tainted for them, but it's a lot of people, and I learned this serving at Red Lobster, like there's just a lot of people who have no intention of looking at you with an optimistic lens. They're looking for that first mistake that you make to try to invalidate the experience so that they can get as much from it as they can. And that's a personality issue with the people that you're going to engage with in that instead of a business issue. If you are a genuine business, if you scamming out here, then you scamming and you're going to get what's going to come to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. It depends on, I always say set the reputation. I've had people to say things about my business sometimes, and it made me feel good that others would step in. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's not the person I know. That's not the experience I had. I'm sorry if you had that experience, but this is what I had. This is what I know about that person. So when you take a person like Kate was saying, their business is you get above board work, So if somebody happens to have a slight bad, most people are going to come to bat for her and say, hey, I don't know what you had or what happened that day, but this is not the norm for them. So as a business owner, I always say, do your best above board. Because like Eddie just said, there are certain people who I don't care what you do for them. I had a lady one time, took the food, ate the food, bought the food that she ate back, gave her more food, gave her money back, and she still wanted to fight. Lady, what more?
Wait a minute. She ordered one time, ate that food.
She ordered. She said it wasn't either what she wanted or that it wasn't to her taste bud, whatever. Asked me because she has something different. I said, sure, no problem, ma'am. Gave her something different.
She ain't like
no, wait. And I said, how much did you pay for the first meal? Gave her money back. So now you got 2 meals for nothing. Why we still having an argument in this window?
Yeah, move. Don't come back ever. Hey, got a comment right here that says, it's the level of audacity for me in doing business with some Black businesses. They mess up so bad that it's sometimes no coming back from the experience. Like, we have to learn how to say that we messed up as business owners. I say, yeah, I be messing up. I said 3-4 times. Yeah, I messed that one up. But coming back from it and owning it, like accountability as a business owner is important. But then integrity, just integrity, period.
But as a consumer, here's something I want consumers to understand too.
Okay.
If you have a problem and the owner is willing to fix it, that's where I have an issue. Because my question is always, I'm not saying if I did or didn't do it. I'm not saying my person that represented me didn't or didn't say it, right? My question is always, what can I do to fix it? What will make this a better experience for you? What would help you with the problem that you had?
Run me my money back, please.
And guess what? I don't mind that.
Yeah, I need that.
I don't mind that, but it's when here's your money back and an apology.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Right? But then you still on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the
I thought they were shooting. I didn't know what they were doing. Okay,
brought a horse out.
Social media straight up scarred me one time with a bad experience with the consumer. We're fine now, but it's been a few years. young lady, I don't know who her loved one is that passed away, but
Okay.
we were having visitation. Act of God, the lights went out at the funeral home during visitation. I personally called and said, you know what, we'll give you the money back for the visitation. Didn't have to do that, but I said I would do
Yeah.
it. In the summertime, I travel a lot
Mhm.
for different organizations. You know, I wear a lot of hats. So she kept missing me at the funeral home. She went on Facebook and wrote a long dissertation dogging the funeral home out, saying I'm dodging her and she want her money. Something that I already told her that I was going to give to her. Now I'm out of town while I'm looking at these comments. People dogged us out talking about all these things that I've never heard of before. Like I heard
Right.
Dwayne say, Big Daddy say, that you know people will come back for you and say, "Oh no, that's not their character." Da da da. No,
They came with all the
they
stuff
yeah,
that.
but that was made up. I was like, where is all this coming from? But she went back online and said, you know what? She cleared it up. I appreciate her. She has great character. They didn't get not one share. That other post got probably over 60 shares.
Oh yeah, we know how that goes.
That's crazy. So,
Yeah.
like with social media, I think that's why I go so hard in the paint for people because that can mess up your business. My family eats off that funeral
Mhm.
home. You know, I can't have anyone out here saying bad things about us that definitely didn't happen.
That speaks to ratings too,
Yeah.
right? Like Google ratings. What's the other one? Yelp, and
Mm-hmm.
how people go and I'm gonna go do a review, and then you do the review and you go. You want to get 5 stars. You want 4.5 stars. You want 5 stars. But if somebody's experience is a 1-star experience from their perspective, what do we do with that as a business owner?
You can either rectify it. From my understanding, it's good to go under each of your reviews and say something.
Okay.
Especially if it's a bad review. It will look good, you know, from your character standpoint of saying, well, hey, I'm sorry if this happened. Please contact me. Let me rectify this for you. Or I've seen where owners have gone back in and said, this didn't happen.
Okay.
Where are you coming from? Because your consumer goes to these places. They are choosing where they want to go. You know, they need to know this information. So it's always good to come back and have your side of the story or showing that you have great character and you will rectify things if things happen. Because we're human, things happen.
Got a comment I wanted to see, but it's a lot to try to manage as far as what this conversation is. So I will save that one.
Okay.
If you want to comment, otherwise, do so on social media. Right now, we're on about 7 streams. So
Call in.
yeah, find one of those or definitely call in because we would love to hear from you about bad experiences with business. I would love to hear good ones too, but I think that the tone of the conversation is that a lot of us have experienced business in a way that has not been pleasant.
Yeah, and I think because most of us in the room are aspiring owners or owners of business, I think we, need to also talk to our owners and let them, like you said, not only do you need to own it, but you need to do your best to fix it, and you need to engage in your own social media. A lot of times we have people who do stuff for us, but at least go and see what they're saying and what they're doing or what they're putting out, because they represent you.
Yeah.
They're speaking for you. They're saying that basically you said it, that you're giving them permission to say it. So sometimes you need to even look at that, or I'm open. My number's out there, my email's out there, but I'm a DMer. You know what I'm saying? I find a problem, I need to get in your inbox and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's, and then I ain't big on receipts, but when it comes to that, yeah, I got to get them receipts out you.
Now I will say when you in these type situations or when I'm doing business, we know that now you don't always walk into a business to place your order or it's not a lot of brick and mortar businesses that we work with. We can do business via email, text message, whatever. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping those, especially when we're discussing business, because what you're not going to do is say that this was the understanding that we had when it's nowhere printed, when I can't find it. I'm going to message you. I'm going to text you. I'm going to email you. And if I do call, it's for further clarity about what the message I already said. And then I follow up with another message because I need
per our call.
yeah, like we need to be clear on what is happening, even if we're not clear on it. Somebody needs to be able to cipher through it and say, well, I see how this was understood or taken this way because the person requested this service or this or okay, this job or whatever.
And it's funny that you say that because just with this event I had for Labor Day,
Yeah.
guy called me, he's like, hey man, the last event because I did 3 events for him.
Okay.
One the week before Labor Day, then one that Saturday and one Labor Day. And he's like, hey, the last event didn't have any dessert. Did not order dessert. Sir, that invoice, go check it.
Yeah.
I just looked at it for the 3rd time and you didn't have any dessert because you said that you would provide your drinks, your ice, your cups, and I'm very detailed in my invoices now because people will do you that. And still I bring extras because what happened was I was at another event and they were supposed to bring the plates and cups, but guess what? The people at the event wasn't looking at them. I'm the caterer. You mean the caterer ain't got no cups and no plates?
Yeah.
And now I've learned to
anything food related,
bring
you
it,
need to have it.
and then hit you with another invoice.
We're gonna follow up. We're gonna run it back.
And a part of the business being therapy is that like as a long-term process, there's no like material gains that you should see. Like there are no objective measures of what it is, and it's also a journey, so now I have had some parents from my past show back up and be like, you didn't fix my kids type situation. I'm like, you mean the kids that took you 16 years to break? Of course not. You weren't really helping.
Okay.
But it creates a system where it's like, what is the metric in that sense for how are we supposed to look at when one person says this was a problem for me?
A session costs this much, regardless of what it is, and your copay is this, and you didn't pay your copay ever. So actually, you still have a balance, and you still unfixed. That's the reality of it, but that's the difficulty of it as well, to be able to communicate that when I'm in this space with you as a client in that part of our profession. How about in this part of my profession, when I go to host an event and I send you a contract and say that in order for me to be there and save this date, I need you to send a deposit to secure the date. I don't get the deposit, I'm not coming to the mic. I'm not going to open the mic. Yeah, that, and then get to the event and you don't have the payment before I hit the stage. These are things that are in the contract. These are not things that I'm making up when I come to you. These are things that come up when you book me.
I got you. Will you wait till we collect?
No. So I'm like 2024. I might let y'all slide the rest of 23 because it's almost over. 24, we all paperwork. Nope. I said I wanted 4 bottles of Fiji water. I need 2 for me, 2 for my management. Where's my water? I just hosted a whole event and didn't have a sip of water. I carry my Yetis though, but still, that my paperwork said I needed that.
And you know what? And we have to do that in business because what happens is when other folks come, you treat them like I told you, I was at a concert last night, and dude didn't get out of the truck till they went to the store. They had to find the store to get the champagne that he asked for, to have and find him something to eat because they had forgot to get to eat. They had forgot to get the man food, so they didn't get the food. And he asked for what do you want? Oreos, gummies, and something else. And they were like, where I get that from? I was like, y'all better go to Walgreens. And that's what they end up doing, going down the hill to Walgreens to get what they needed.
Why don't we read?
They did. They just was ignoring the rider. And see, that's the point.
How?
They think it ain't that serious.
Okay.
But you better ask Diana Ross. Don't put what she said in her rider. She ain't even getting out the limo. She's going back to the
I'm
hotel.
telling you, that attitude about everything is where I am. I don't care what the service is. If it's your business and this is what you say you provide, I'm going to go down each line item. If that wasn't provided and I didn't get it, I'm going to ask you about it. Then I'm going to go as far as to tell you that we can talk to my attorney. All 2024, my attorney is my best friend.
Yeah, I got a new attorney too. It's fire. And the internet's make me my own attorney because I can read and figure it out.
Real?
Thompson and Thompson and Associates.
Man, it's just so much when it comes to business though. As the customer, are you always right?
No.
Okay.
The customer's not always right, but the owner should always look to the best of their degree to satisfy or make it right. Even if you're not, for the sake of your business and the ongoing of your business, make that situation right, and then put something in place so that can't happen again if it's wrong.
Okay.
The customer is always right to me. It's like a mantra more than anything. It's kind of like, if you keep this, the customer is always right energy. When they're wrong, you'll go about solving it in good ways. That's kind of how, because they're going to be wrong, but you can't match that energy. And the customer always right to me just says, treat the customer as if they're right, as in a way to treat their wrongness gently enough for them to feel like they was took care of for real.
Okay. I can do that. I can take care of you and address the fact that you weren't right, but we're going to do this for you so that we can salvage this relationship.
And then also make sure the people that represent you as if you were there. Like Kay said, she travels, she's gone. Her staff has to ask themselves, what would Kay do if she was here? And actually do it with it, or get in touch with her, or make a actual decision that they think that you may, and if they're wrong in it, when they discuss it with her, she can justify, but say, okay, I see why you did that, or I see, because my people that represent me at my front counter, they know how I am. So if you got to tell me, boss, I end up giving this lady this for such and such, write it down, text me, call me later, and we'll discuss it. If it should have been good, if it wasn't, fine. Did she leave happy? Okay.
I don't have staff. So I said what I said. I made the mistake. I corrected the mistake. I forgot. I all accountability. I sent the email. You didn't respond. I asked the question. You didn't answer. So I'm going to hold myself accountable as a business owner, but I also expect those who do business with me to do the same.
Exactly.
That's an expectation and people say you shouldn't have expectations of people. We say that as a society, that you shouldn't have expectations for people with anything, in relationships, in business, that you shouldn't have No, I have expectations.
And once they don't meet those expectations, then you have to take it upon yourself to sometimes cut ties or ask them to find someone else to give them the service.
Yeah.
Because you have to also know when to hold and when to fold and when to walk away and when to run.
Oh, you should have sang it.
That's what I'm talking about. You need to know when to cut them loose.
Yeah. So that's a hard thing too for some people in any relationship, right? Like, I got to cut you loose, or I see that this is not going where we want it to go. This business relationship, you are a trouble customer. How do we cut those ties?
I have a recommendation for you for someone that can do this service for you. Please take it and go call them.
Okay.
Kate, how many other funeral directors do you know?
So,
thousands.
That's what I'm saying. So.
Listen, and this was unprofessional.
Disclaimer.
I'm a therapist. I try my best to be professional.
We try.
I have the same phone number that I've had since 1999, which I also use for business. And okay, every now and then when I get a call, if I'm overwhelmed, I might not say, "Hey, this is Eddie Sharp. How may I help you?" I might say hello. I said hello to somebody calling expecting the other piece, and they said, "Oh, well, I didn't know this was a counseling agency. This could have just been a regular person." And it's like, I am far too requested to take on a client like this, like off rip. And so I suggested that, it's fine if she reaches out to somebody else for, a more professional approach, because I don't have to engage with that.
So you said hello.
I said hello.
Not with a, hey, not, because right now I'm doing it. I'm using one phone for everything. And I don't like to answer the phone already. So text me, first of all. And my voicemail used to say that.
It does.
Like, text me, don't call me. So it said that people are disobedient. But when it comes to business, I still say hello, because this ain't really that. You can email, you can use the app. But if I do answer my phone, hello.
You're acknowledging the call. What you need?
What else is it, right?
Hello, this is Dana Wu. May I help you?
Like every time I answer the phone?
That's
if you needed services with the contingency that the person on the front end was nice, do you need services?
Do I need you to say more than hello?
Like, either you need something or you don't.
But Eddie, if you call T-Mobile, and instead of "It's a great day at T-Mobile, how may we assist you today?" and they just said customer number and PIN number, please.
I mean, I call to get a job. I'm gonna be as direct as they gonna be.
Okay.
Like, you ain't gotta be nice to me. I know I'm calling the place I need to get what I need done.
Now you know what's funny to me though. He just say, he called the place. I have people sitting outside of my place, calling them on the wall. Hello, is this? Is it? You calling them like you just call a number on a billboard outside a building. What are we talking about, people?
So are we too picky? Are we too hard to please? Are we too spoiled when it comes to that we can have everything our way? Is it that?
This is personality management. Like these are people who have their own issues with validation and being rejected and their own traumas. And there's a lot of people out here who are triggered easily by stuff, and they don't have no coping skills and mechanisms to recover from when they trigger. And so they take it out on somebody who is easy, which is going to be a person that's in the service industry. Because what can you do if you don't want me to go on Facebook talking crazy? What can you do if you want me to pay this bill that you done sent me?
Okay. I get that.
I got a question. How many bones that whitening fillet got in it?
Man.
Every week.
Really?
And if I told you the number, what does that matter?
Filet, very minimum bone. It's no bone. That's what they removed the bone.
And see, I don't eat seafood, so I don't like.
Yeah, me neither.
Really
So I'm like,
thing.
wait, okay,
Fillet
gotcha.
Filet of anything. That's filet.
That means no bone.
Yeah, that's filet of fish at McDonald's. How many bones the filet of fish got? It's no bones. They take the bone out
They
of
say
it.
that's not fish too,
You
though,
might-
right?
I know, yeah, but I'm just saying from a fish
I'll
perspective.
eat meat. I'm
When
sorry.
you filleting, you remove
You
the
remove the bones.
Yeah.
But you said minimal bones, so somebody may
It
say,
may
"Well,
have
does
it.
yours come with a lot of bones or a few bones?"
No, you may get one by mistake. Or
You
so,
can't get
but
mad at them for
anyway.
asking that.
Listen, I just need to know what filet means. That's all. And
You
another
can't
thing,
get mad.
I posted another thing because since we talking about business, the lady who's teaching the cheerleaders, the cheers, can we make sure she know how to spell?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I heard some cheerleaders this week, and Hustle had too many S's in it. I just
They may have done HUSSLE.
okay. As I said, the lady who's teaching the cheerleaders how to cheer, can we please give her a spelling bee or pass? Because she got these babies out here.
Okay, we will. That's probably volunteer work. They may get a small stipend. It was something that came to my. Oh. When you think about what's important to other people versus what's important to you in like scheduling and all that type thing, my schedule is based on my availability. Let me repeat that. My schedule is based on my availability. So if I have daytime availability and it says 9 to 5 or something like that, you don't have nothing after 5? What? No, it's 9 to 5. It's 9 to 5. So what happens then?
Got a recommendation.
So, all right. So what I'm taking from this conversation is that as a business owner, it's all about recommendations.
Yeah, I'm sending you on.
We got to make recommendations. Okay.
Word of mouth is strong.
And you get it from the business owner. I got other people in this industry that I know may be able to suit you, and I'm gonna send you over there. We just had a brief conversation on business tonight, you guys, just based on some experiences that we've had. We'll revisit this very, very soon because we do business every day. Every single day we do business.
I got one serious question before we go though. In business, sometimes what do people expect? Like as a business owner, when you give it your all, when you present the best you have, when you give your full attention, when you give a good product, when you give abundance. I deal with food, so first thing people want it to look good, they want it to taste good, and they want a good amount, right?
Okay,
That's a general principle of foodish.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So you're taking the pictures, you're giving the food, you're providing the service, you're there for them. And they still have either issue or don't come. It's like, you said this is what you want. So as that, I think we need to begin to support those in business that are doing good, that are meeting all the criterias or giving you what you want. So as Birmingham people that support businesses, not just black business, but especially black business. If you're getting the things that you need, you're getting the criteria of the things that you want from that business, support that business. And if you can't go there, tell somebody that you know that live there or that's in that area to go there.
Okay.
That's what I think we need to do.
And let me add, if you are a consumer that done had to make like 3 to 5 scathing reviews this year, it's time to look internally and see what kind of traumas you dealing with.
Bring it therapeutically, my body.
You've been spending your whole life being let down, and you just can't take that plate being wrong for you to have a big issue with it. That you got to address that.
That's how I know I'm really easy to please. Like my order can be wrong, and guess what? I eat it, or I throw it, or I give it, whatever. Like I'm really big on, whatever. But if I started doing reviews all the time and doing that, you would think something was wrong with me. Is that what you're saying?
It depends on how. Listen, there's people on Facebook who once a quarter got a scathing review on somebody, and they trying to get the whole community involved in it, and it become an issue. And it's like, you can't be having this level of issue every time when ain't nobody else in the city doing this. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Like common denominator.
Most people, I think, have general issues with restaurants, and it's like, okay, I may not try it again, or I may try it again. If it's scathing and you going hard at the owner and you tagging people and tagging, it's turning into more of a vendetta type thing, like it's feeding some piece of you that needs to get your lick back somehow. That's trauma.
That's deep, my boy. So if I go shopping, I'm in line at Walmart and I got to check myself out because I hate self-checkout. Never going back to Walmart. Is that a problem? That's where we are now. That's where society is. You got self-checkout at Dollar Tree. Have y'all seen that? Yeah, you got self-checkout at Dollar Tree. You got self-checkout at gas stations. You got self-checkout everywhere. But you walk in and the attendants aren't servicing you because you got self-checkout, but you get mad about it. That's where we are. You call customer service. They don't give you what you want. You get upset. Now, this is me. I do get upset a lot of times when I call customer service and I'm telling you what the issue is and you're telling me something different. You know what? Just cancel the whole subscription. Just cancel my service. I do that. Y'all do that?
Well, I hate when I call in the customer service and they ask you to press 2 for English.
Leave me alone.
And then when they pick up, hello, I met you. I asked for English. I'm so sorry.
What? I'm hanging up, right?
Right. I'm already done because it's gonna be not clear communication.
Yeah. Next Sunday, we have DMR, dating, mating, and relating. I'm looking forward to that. Tonight, we got in here. We gave you a good hour of something that you can take with you throughout the week. Pay attention to how you do business, where you do business, and how you are as a consumer. Those are all of the things that we discussed tonight. If you come up with something that happens through the week, check in with us and let us know where you went and what happened. And maybe we can put something together on that. I think I feel something brewing in my spirit on that. We're 1 month away from October 10th. I'm about to come alive.
Hey.
What day your birthday, Kate?
October 27th.
We about to go crazy.
October's very own.
Yeah. Like I just been kind of waiting. You see our energy tonight? We're just kind of building up. So as it gets closer, the shows get liver. You all enjoy the rest of your Sunday night and continue to be vital. We have an hour of get ready music for the rest of your week. Good night.
Hey, mate.